I'm in Pikeville, Kentucky, at the Dill Cemetery, where some of the McCoys and Hatfields are buried. Continuing now my series on identity. Some would argue that identity is wrapped up in blood, that we get our identity from our ancestors, from our flesh and blood. In a sense, I understand that, and I get where that would be a logical way to look at identity. But even that, I would argue, is not strong enough to hold that word identity. And this cemetery is probably one of the best proofs of that. This feud, and there's a lot of things that have involved this feud, and you saw the sign down at the bottom of the hill talking about the feud, kind of boiling it down to a few words, because there's a lot of drama involved in this whole thing. The feud lasted for years, and now it's kind of a tourist attraction. People take the Hatfield and McCoy trail, and it comes through Pikeville and other areas in eastern Kentucky and in West Virginia. I think when you look at identity wrong, this is where it ends up. In the next video, I share a bunch of scriptures that you can look up. The word identity is not found in scripture, but the concept is all over the place. And you'll see that as I bear that out in one of the videos, hopefully the next video, at a different location, that kind of fill out what scripture says about identity. But here at this Dill Cemetery, like I said, it's this is where blood ends. Blood ends dead. God made us in the garden, put us in the garden, saw that we were very good, and then we made a decision. Eve made a decision that continues on to us this day. It's called total depravity. We're all infected. We are all a part of Adam's line, his bloodline, and his bloodline is death. First of all, it's death because of sin. And if you want to lay the weight of identity on sin, it just ain't going to hold, because sin is so clearly personified with this feud. So much drama. I won't go into the details. I made a video on this a while back when I was over in my car, and I think I got the names wrong as to who was where, whether the Hatfields were from Kentucky or West Virginia and vice versa, and I just kind of messed it up. So you do your own Wikipedia search on that, but this is a clear picture of where sin will lead you. Pride, arrogance, death. And death ends up in places like this, in cemeteries. Identity cannot bear the weight of sin. It wasn't meant to. As we'll look in scripture, we'll see that God had something so much better as he started this world off. And it's not that, as I think about it, and to be theologically accurate, it's not like what Adam and Eve did was a surprise to God. God's sovereign. He sees all things. Why he allows all things, I don't know. But we'll look in Genesis chapter 1. We'll see what identity looks like apart from sin. And then we'll look at identity with sin and death in its wake. I'm in Pikeville, Kentucky, Dill Cemetery. The Hatfields and McCoys are buried here. I think Randolph McCoy's here. One of the most infamous leaders in that whole feud. So, a beautiful day here. It's June 21st, the first day of summer of 2017. Talk to you later. Bye.